If you spend much time around project cars, especially old ones, you'll eventually have a brake pedal that just feels weird. The same problem has followed my 1977 Ford F-250, and now that I have the bed off to complete an engine swap, it's time to address those rusted out old brake lines.
This is Amazon brake line. It's 3/16, just like what's on the truck. I'm going to show you how to make some brake lines. You got to do one that goes back and then one that switches both sides. I'll show you how to make a flare, and then we'll actually use that flare over there. This is essentially zinc that's coated in copper. Copper helps it be corrosion proof, and zinc is dramatically easier to work with than stainless or steel. Steel also rusts, and stainless is expensive. But this is essentially a fancy pizza cutter, and you turn the wheel, tighten it, rotate, tighten, rotate, and we're about bottomed out here, so should pop any moment. A little bit cleaner of a cut there. So the first thing is to not forget to put your fitting on here. It is a little bit annoying to have it bouncing around, but you can't put it on there after the fact. So funny enough, there's a union right here, and we can probably just use this. Oh gosh. The brake line that was here, oh mama, she was rough. Look at that. Like, yeah, I literally bent it and half of it broke off. So yeah, this one, when I cut it, it was like, okay, that, you know, kind of tough steel brake line, whatever. This one, it just like collapsed. So I'm really glad that I'm doing this. The reason that I'm doing this though is because of that leak right there is from the brake line having a leak somewhere around here. It makes sense because it's kind of mounted right here. So I mean, things bouncing and banging around, whatever. So we do have a splitter right here that's part of the hose. So we'll have to get a new hose from AutoZone. They're really cheap, but we'll make that little line right there. It'll be easy. What we need to do first off is get this fitting off of here. So let's get some PB blaster and some line wrenches, and let's go. PB blaster on there. Oh, all right, wow. That was only really hurt. All right, ouch. All right, cool. Well, that makes life easy. At least someone was here before and I don't have to deal with 50-year-old brake lines. I like that this is pointing up so it can't drip, because brake fluid will siphon out of this. So we want to be cognizant and timely. Old stuff like this is really nice because it's simple. They didn't have the technology 50 years ago that we do today, which means that typically, like, the common thing is the thing. So yeah, see, here's a 3/16 union, and it fits right onto this guy, which means that I can use the fittings that came with it, which is great. So we'll take this guy, put it on there, right? Needs to be on here. It can slide way down if it wants. There's a few things that you're supposed to do in life. One of those, you grow up, you get married. Another one, buy a house. The other one, supposed to use a double flare on a brake line. Now, if that doesn't say brake line flaring tool, I don't know what does. Now, there's no double flare in here. And also, I'm not sure this has ever even been used. I remember using this once, but yeah, my Mustang, all double flares. I don't mess around with single flares. Single flares are like home AC and stuff. How to flare brake line. First off, you need a double flaring kit. Hey, just a real quick request. If you don't mind watching this video all the way to the end, I'd absolutely love you. If you like it, hit the like button and comment below if you've got a 77 F-250 or like what old truck do you have? Because I love these things. It comes with some of the same stuff you're used to. Also comes with these little guys, and I'll show you how to use these right now. So when you're doing this, you're gonna take this guy and you want this to protrude from this flaring tool as much as this first lip is. Now we'll go ahead and clamp that. Then we can go ahead, stick this guy in there, and we'll get we'll call it our brake vise. How about that? And then what we're doing here is we're going to create a bubble, and then we want to try and get that as straight as possible, and then we'll clamp this down, bottom it out. There we go. Sometimes these take just a little effort to get back off of here. Oh, there we go. All right, not too bad. Now you'll see that this guy is actually a little off center. Now I can try to run that, but I don't think that this is going to work. We'll try though. So We grab this guy, slap it on here, and then we'll just bevel this in without the help of our bubble tool. And this is going to roll that bubble over onto itself so the flare, oh, that's actually not too bad. I think that's usable. And then we'll unscrew this, boom, boom, and boom. There we go. That is our double flare. Now we'll go over to the truck, get a rough length on this, then we'll cut it and we'll come back. We got our cutting tool. So we need to come all the way over here up to here. So instead of moving all of this line around, we'll just end up with a little extra that we can cut off. You guys remember how to cut a brake line, right? Perfect. All right. I like to start with the absolute straightest brake line that I can, but when it's all rolled up like that, there's only so much that you can do. Yeah, that's a little wonky. Perfect.
Now that we've got a brake line that's about the right length, we can go ahead and feed it through the frame, make sure that it's tucked up and in a good spot where it's not going to get damaged. We'll connect it to the union and then start bending the end above the axle so we can connect to our rubber hose. Once we tighten the union, we can tighten the end that goes to the rubber hose. I've got it a little wavy right here. It's not a big deal. I just needed to eat up a little bit of that line and give it some flex area so it doesn't crack in the future. This union right there, that was on the truck before. That's right kind of at the front of the cab. So everything forward was actually in really good shape and someone put that flare there. Now the rest of this was in bad shape. Instead of going all the way up to the proportioning valve and risking getting anything dirty or having a leak up there, that line is all good. I think it was replaced at one point and now it's covered in oil. So we can just leave that alone. Now this guy right here, I showed you, it was a little long, so I just wavied it and life goes on. The fuel tank will cover that up. Anyways, come over here, comes up into there, goes down, splits, and then goes to each side of the axle. The bends are not the prettiest in the world, but we have our factory brackets holding this in place and it'll do. I guess that's the drawback of having like a rolled up, ordered universal brake line is it's just not as pretty as I would like, but Martha's truck after all, and that'll get dirty. Life go on. We got the brake lines done. That's it for now. Thanks for watching this episode of Team Rocket Garage. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and comment below what you would do if this truck were yours. Just curious. What do you think? What would you do?